Part 6 of the 7-part series on the Sani Pass covers the section from the 15th to the 19th kilometer. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch parts 1 through 5 sequentially, which contain the Google Earth orientation animations as well as other important information on technical, historical, tourism and safety matters. At the time of filming, all of this section shows pre-tarring construction. The little town of Heindel is nestled in the heart of KwaZulu-Natal, with a magnificent Drakensberg mountain range behind it to make for a breathtaking backdrop of unimaginable proportions. The Heinkel Museum is an important part of acknowledging the beauty and heritage of this entire area. Located in the main road, this museum may be small, but it houses an impressive collection of exhibits, making it one of the top rural museums in South Africa. It was constructed in 1899 as a prison and has since then been part of the character and history of this town. It was only in 1972 that it was abandoned as a prison. 4 years later, it was turned into a museum, and in 1978 it was recognized as a national monument. Exhibits on display include fossils and artifacts from the Stone Age, which reveal important information about prehistoric Africa and the world that once was. Thousands of years ago, this area was home to indigenous tribes of the Sandfolk, who were hunter-gatherers that lived off the land. These ones left rock art as well as living implements that reveal much about their ancient way of life. Some of these can also be seen at the Heindel Museum. The Boer War and the 2 World Wars are important exhibits testifying to times in which man lived and died for countries around the globe. Other significant features of the Heindel Museum include wildlife, the earliest post office and telephone exchange, a prison cell, farming tools, an old schoolroom, and the last lager ever to be constructed in this country. This well-maintained museum is a hub of activity and is supported by knowledgeable, committed staff members that can answer visitors' questions and provide incredible facts about yesteryear. The nearby town of Underberg came about when a store was opened to serve the first settler farms in the frontier times of 1886. The store was expected to become the hub of a village, but the government felt that because the area was overlooked by a hill and it was privately owned, it would be defenseless in an attack. Heindel was then selected as the district centre, and in 1902 it was granted a magistrate. Rivalry rose between the 2 villages, and this was aggravated again in 1907 when a railway line was built to serve the area, but for an unknown reason and lots of speculation, the rail stopped at Underberg, not reaching Heindel. The oak-lined lane joining the 2 towns was planted by locals after residents Kenneth and Mona Lund offered to give a tree to any person willing to plant it along the road to connect the 2 towns. After the trees were planted, fallouts and rivalries were soon forgotten. The rock art of the Drakensberg is the largest and most concentrated group of rock paintings in Africa south of the Sahara and is outstanding both in quality and diversity of subject. The Ukashlamba Drakensberg Park cites diversity of habitats, protects a high level of endemic and globally threatened species, especially birds and plants. The park has exceptional natural beauty in its soaring basaltic buttresses, incisive dramatic cutbacks, and golden sandstone ramparts. Rolling high-altitude grasslands, the pristine steep-sided river valleys and rocky gorges also contribute to the beauty of this World Heritage Site. This spectacular natural site also contains many caves and rock shelters with the largest and most concentrated group of paintings in Africa. They represent the spiritual life of the San people who no longer live in this region. The San are recognized as the indigenous inhabitants of the subcontinent. In centuries past, they inhabited practically the entire subcontinent and are regarded as embodying the essence of southern Africa's deep past. Yet, there's no monument to the San people other than their own art. Within the Ukashlamba Drakensberg Park, there are some 600 sites, collectively representing over 35,000 individual images. The oldest painting on a rock shelter wall in the park is about 2,400 years old, whilst more recent creations date back to the late 19th century. Many of the sites contain scenes depicting hunting, dancing, fighting, food gathering, or ritual and trance scenes. Be sure to watch part 7 and the final video in this series on the Sani Pass.